full of bullshit, and we're here to call it out. Real talk, raw truth, and plenty of spice. Welcome to She Who Thrives.
We're your hosts, Caitlin
Mindy
and Harrison.
And today we're talking about gift giving on a budget while still, having it be meaningful without looking cheap.
We're also talking about giving back when you're in a place to do so, because generosity doesn't always come with a gift bag. I know that we've talked about this before, but it can never be talked about enough. Do you guys feel like there's pressure to keep up with everybody else when it comes to the holidays and gift giving and all of that sort of stuff?
To an extent, I guess.
I think it can be for a lot of people. Looking back as a kid, though, I know that there was times that we definitely had more money and times where, it was probably a struggle for my parents, but we never knew that. We always got what we asked for, and it may have been a smaller Christmas, but I never knew that as a kid. Like, I never compared what I had to what other people got for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do go way overboard now. And you see that. That's like with anything, on social media.
Yeah, I'm like, is this Easter or is this Christmas? I'm not really sure.
The Easter Bunny brought a new bike, and you're like, what?
Yeah, people are going, and I think it does have a lot to do with social media because they get to post, look what I got for my kid.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there is more pressure, once you do have kids, because you don't want them to feel, like you said, like, I don't know, compared to everybody else, but like, I don't think that I ever did that either. If it would have been a struggle ever, I never would have known, because same as you said, it was always exactly what we asked for and then some.
Even when I tell, when Barbie was here the other day and she was like, how many presents do you get each grandkid? But I don't know. I feel like as a grandma, I feel like I probably go more overboard as a grandma than I did as a mom. I mean, I always tried to make every holiday special for you, for you guys, growing up. Even if it was like Valentine's Day, it would just be even homemade stuff, like your favorite treats and, some sort of something.
Yeah, you haven't made us a Rice Krispie heart in a long time, girl.
Rude.
Because you guys don't matter anymore now that I have grandkids. I'm just kidding.
You don't make Buggy and Ava Rice Krispie hearts.
They get something else.
Yeah, but the Rice Krispie hearts are like a tradition.
Okay, this year you will get a big ass Rice Krispie heart. I'll probably spit in yours.
I think, okay, for when it comes, my mom was always really good about stuff like that. Like St. Patrick's Day, she'd always do like a little something. Valentine's Day, she always got us like a little Valentine's. But for Christmas, this isn't like my mom specifically, my mom and my dad, sometimes we would ask for like things that weren't realistic. And I think that it's okay to not get your kid everything that they ask.
Wait. You just contradicted yourself, because last week you said, if your kid wants a reindeer, get them a reindeer.
Yeah, not a real reindeer. If your kid asks for a dirt bike and you don't have money for a dirt bike, don't go broke getting them a dirt bike. I don't think that's, for one, that's not a good thing to teach your kids, in my opinion.
Speaking of unrealistic, we were on FaceTime with Leo last night, and Luis is like, did you write your letter to Santa? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, what did you tell him that you wanted? He's like, an iPhone 17 Pro Max.
Oh my gosh.
How old is he again?
This is our 6-year-old. He said, why? So you can play Roblox on it? He's like, no. He's like, so you can call us whenever you want? He's like, yeah. iPhone 17 Pro Max.
If your kid is asking for something that is
very expensive, you should have it be from yourself.
No.
I think that.
Well, if it's something that you can't get, that you will not be able to afford, if your kid wants a dirt bike and you don't have the money for a dirt bike, what do you do?
Right.
I think there has to be a conversation of, hey, just because we're asking Santa still has to purchase the stuff to build a dirt bike for you or to bring a dirt bike. Like, maybe it's too big for us.
I know with my kids, I'm sure it's not just my kids, but where they'll be like, oh, I mean, even with Brecklin, oh, I want this, this, and this. And then weeks before Christmas, it's like, hey, actually, I want this. And then I'm like, no, there's a cutoff. No,
You had to make your decision and now you cannot
the
change your
deadline
decision.
has passed. We're not doing that anymore.
Do you guys feel pressure to keep up with everyone or no?
I don't, but I also feel like it's because my kids are maybe younger, so maybe that's why. I feel like when they get older, like Brecken's age, it gets probably harder because they have kids at school and they have friends and that sort of thing maybe makes it harder. I don't know.
I don't know that I've ever really thought about it. I mean, as long as they're happy, and we do our best to give them what they asked for and make it memorable. And so it really
We have
matters.
a special guest if you can hear the grunting. Hi, Bubba.
I mean, I guess it's just another thing that ties into social media. Just like you said, it's just people doing whatever just so that they can post it to get the gratification from social media. So that again just creates this unrealistic.
I don't know. I think too, with the older I get, social media to me just is. I mean, there's a lot of times that we do things that I never post about. Trips we go
Oh,
on, and or like taking a picture of your tree with all the thousands of presents around it.
And if Mindy does go on a trip, she will post 750 pictures on her stories of
yeah.
every flower that she found on her damn hike.
Yeah,
It's always like flower after flower after flower. There might be a little insect in there or a cool
that's just
tree.
Hawaii flowers.
No, I feel like it's every trip you go on. There's always lots of
Well,
flower
girl, I like
pictures.
pretty things. What can I say?
I
Even
don't.
with Elf on the Shelf now, I feel like people go way overboard.
I'm like, I'm not doing all that. Waiting till they're asleep. I don't have the energy for all this extravagant bullcrap.
I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad he wasn't around
I do
when you
feel like
guys
that is
were
one
little.
thing that I would like to go overboard on when Brixton, probably next year when he like understands a little bit more. I feel like that's one thing that I think will be so fun for him.
I
But
mean, we do like creative stuff with ours, but I'm not gonna spend like
yeah, I think you
More than you do on Christmas for Elf on the Shelf?
or
yeah,
hours of my time like in the middle
I
of the
think you can
night.
do fun stuff that's inexpensive, especially with your Elfie.
Mhm.
And
Harrison
then
has a
mine mine is my elf from when
creepy
I was
ass
little.
elf. Oof.
Hours
He's
are
just real looking. His name's Jingles.
He's not real looking.
Yes, he is. He's the old man elf. He looks like a real old
He
man.
scares me every time I see him.
ours are hung
Okay.
up with band-aids on the window. They found the band-aids.
Naughty elves. Do you guys feel like there's a difference between thoughtful gifts versus expensive gifts?
100%. It could be the
Thoughtful.
most expensive thing in the world, and you could be like, I had no desire for this, so like, where was the thought behind it?
I remember one year for Christmas, it was right before my mom and my stepdad got divorced. It was when I was pregnant with Brixton, actually. And it was me and him always had like a weird relationship, I feel like, because he didn't treat my mom very well and it really like pissed me off. And I'm not the type of person you cannot buy my love and you cannot buy me. And he would kind of try and do that. Anyways, for Christmas, I remember he got me like, because my mom would get me something and then he would get me something. And he got me like a really expensive perfume. And I remember opening it and being like, why did you get me this? Like, for one, it was nothing that I would ever wear. It smells like old grandma. But I knew it was,
Excuse me.
She said,
no,
"Oh,
like, yeah, like my great granny smells like. Love her, but I don't need to smell like her. Um, and he would always just get like really expensive stuff, but it was like, why? Like, this isn't something I like anyways. And it was always just because it was expensive. And I just think that, I mean, maybe some people do care about that, but I'm definitely the type of person I'd rather you get me something I like that's cheap. I like cheap shit than something expensive.
right,
I feel like that plays in a lot to people's love languages, though, too.
true.
Some people's love language is definitely gift giving. I know a few people like that, and I'm like you. I would
But you can
rather,
gift give that's not expensive.
right.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's where they get their,
Because it's their love language, they want to do it for other people.
yes, it fills them up. If they can get you this big grand gesture of a gift, then that makes up for all the shit that they've done to you. You know,
Hmm.
there's been people in my life, same thing. I'm like, yeah, for Christmas this year, I would much rather have an apology letter from you than a gift, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen for them because their language is gift giving. I'm like you guys. I would rather the more thoughtful, you know who I am gift, which is hard though, because with all the people that we buy gifts for, it's easier for me, like with my parents, because they're here.
Hmm.
I hear them talking, and I'll hear
That's what I was going to
my
say.
mom say, gosh, I really need a new this, or I could use this,
Right.
and then mental note, or I put it in my phone so I don't forget. And then it's easier for me to buy gifts for them, where like I had everyone done it except for one of Adam's grandmas that I'm like, what the hell do I get her?
Yeah.
We don't see her that often. It's Adam's dad's mom. So, you know how men are, like I can't ask Dave, like, what should I get Grandma Rosie? Yeah, it's much easier for me when I know somebody, when I'm around somebody a lot.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a way that I know that you're listening and paying attention. If I'm saying things here and there, like, "Oh, I really need one of these." Oh, shoot, there goes one of ours.
Your elf fell.
Yeah.
Band-aids came undone.
Um, scared me. Yeah, or oh, I really want one of these or whatever, and then it happens. Like paying attention.
I do feel like with Christmas too, a lot of people do take on a lot of debt just to try and keep up. And I think that's really sad. I had an old nail girl. I remember at Christmas time every year, they had $100 budget for each kid. And that's all they spent was that $100. And I remember like at the time thinking, how do you do Christmas with only $100 per kid? But that's something now that I look back and I was like, damn, that's pretty impressive that they stuck to that and that their kids could have a great Christmas and they weren't going in any debt, or trying to outdo so and so or whatever it may be. That $100 is what they did per kid, and their kids' Christmas was great.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like also to avoid that, we've even talked about if there's stuff that we know, birthdays have passed and there's stuff that they want, and we're out at the store, like just getting things here and there, or like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, having your budget and waiting until then.
Yeah. Waiting till things go on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I've been watching on TikTok actually is it's like a trend called Thriftmas, and it's so cute. It's people going to the thrift store and turning things that they find at the thrift store into gifts for other people.
Mm-hmm.
An example of one was this lady had thrifted a basket, and then she thrifted a little like butter dish, and then she made homemade butter, and she wrapped up the butter and she put it in the dish with like a cute bow on it, and then I think she found like dish rags or something at the thrift store, and she washed them and put them in the basket. Like she had it all done up so cute, and I think she even did like a jar of jelly or something and then some bread. It was so
Cute.
freaking cute. It was all homemade, like food and butter, and then everything that she thrifted. And I want to say she said it was like $10 or $15.
Wow,
It was so cute.
that is cute.
So a lady I used to work with,
Mm.
she is the best gift giver. A couple of years ago, she made these cute cutting boards, wood cutting boards. And what do you call it when it's not like carved in there, but you know which one I'm
Embroidered?
talking about?
Engraved. Engraved.
In in the wood.
It's
Oh,
engraved.
it's branded.
Yes, and it's the one that says everything tastes better when it's made with love or something.
Mhm.
It's right there. But yeah, I'm like, she's always done the cutest stuff, but it's been stuff she's made. Every gift was like that. And we were always so excited for her gifts, whether it be birthday or Christmas, because they were stuff that she made herself, and they were always like so good. I mean, I'm crafty when I want to be crafty.
I'm not crafty. I love to do crafts, but they always look like shit.
I think my problem is I'm so OCD that I want it to be perfect. So
Hmm.
it takes me so freaking long. And I'm like, no, I'd rather buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I am to an extent, but cookies have helped with that, I think.
I have a definite problem. I was telling Harrison last night, I've been trying to get everything wrapped, and, we do a certain amount of gifts per kid, per grandkid. And so I was trying to get them all wrapped last night. I'm like, I just want to be done. But after I would get, all the ribbons done and stuff, I would stick them on the counter, and Adam was putting them under the tree. And before we went to bed, when I turned the Christmas tree lights off, I was like, oh my hell. He's like, what? I'm like, what did you do? Just like shove them under there? I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like, feel my heart. It is going crazy. I have anxiety. You put them upside down. You put the bows the wrong way. You turned them backwards. You just like shoved shit under the tree. And he's like, seriously? And I'm like, I know. I have a problem. There's so many different things that you can do if you don't have the budget to buy everyone something for Christmas. You don't want to go in debt. Is there anything that you guys can think of that you could add to a list of do it yourself?
I think the Thriftmas would be one of mine. I want to try and do that this year
Yeah.
because I have gotten nobody.
Don't be get me no dish towels from the DI.
Okay.
I just bought new dish towels
I like, you
or
know,
underwear.
like the photo books, or even if you've just had family pictures or pictures of your kids, like the big framed family pictures, those are good.
I
Um,
even like that for myself. I think my mom does. I feel like my mom does that like every year. She always gives me a framed family photo, and I love
mhm.
it because I never go get my pictures printed.
No, me neither.
Well, even like she said, for Valentine's Day, I always did the cookies and the big huge heart Rice Krispie treats and
Chocolate chip.
homemade treats, for you guys came home from school and you had a whole table laid out.
That's what Grandma Vicky did for me that one year. She knew that her goodies were the way to my heart, and that's what she gave me for Christmas that year, and that was better than anything else she could have given me.
Yeah. Even for spouses, you can do
Your
just the
favorite meal?
books, or yeah, this is good for one free massage. This
Mhm.
is good for dinner, your favorite dinner. This is good for
They don't want a
whatever.
massage. They want to say this is good for a free blowjob.
Yeah, we know that.
I've done so many, like just not even just for Christmas, but like just like random throughout the year baskets. That's what's so good about like ChatGPT or even Pinterest now. Like I did one that was just like, just out of the blue for whatever reason. And, all his favorite blue things. It can be, very inexpensive.
Yeah. I know for like girlfriends, there's always, well, I had a coffee scrub that I used to make for
Yeah,
myself. Brecklin used all of it the last time in the shower when you guys were here.
sure.
I
I
went
do
in,
love those, like sugar scrubs. I've never made a
Me
coffee.
too.
it was like a coffee sugar scrub and
Mm.
it had like coconut in it. It was really good. Yeah. She said, Grandma, can I shower in your shower? I was like, yeah, fine. Then I went in there and I was like, what in the hell?
Did you eat
And
it?
then I was like, oh, she got into my coffee scrub. And I was like, girl, if you're going to use my stuff, great. But take
Ask.
the one head down and rinse all that out of my.
Oh, she left it in there.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
I'm sure.
Like you were saying, homemade butter. Like how cute to do a loaf of bread, homemade bread with
Yeah.
Made
some
butter.
homemade butter or some homemade
That's like a
jam,
good thing to give your neighbors or something.
Yeah.
handwritten
Ornament making,
letters.
that's a cute
Keys.
one.
So
Yeah.
my girlfriend, speaking of Barbie again, hi Barbie.
Hey, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. We sounded like the Barbie
Hi
movie.
Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
What was I saying about her?
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know.
Her ornament.
Oh, she had a girls' night, yeah, the other night. And she made the salt dough footprint ornament of her own foot. And then it was a reindeer. She sent me pictures after she was done. I'll have to show you.
I've seen those.
And the other one was her hand, and it was a Santa Claus. So, like, the fingers are his beard. They were so cute. And then on the side, she wrote Barbie's 34th Christmas. So cute though. I'm like, that's so cute, you know.
I've seen people do that of their husband and giving it to their mother-in-law for Christmas.
But
Funny.
I've actually seen, you know what's cute is doormats. You buy like a
those
plain
two
doormat and then you paint
payment,
it. I think those are cute.
those are super cute.
Even as a kid to your parent, like Brecklin. I mean, I know Brecklin can't be home alone, but you know, here's a free little coupon for babysitting.
Yeah.
You know, anything like that. Can you guys think of like the best inexpensive gift you've ever received?
I'm trying to think.
Grandma's stuff. I don't know.
I've gotten letters from both of you, and like those are all like even when I think about it, I want to cry.
Aw.
I just think there's nothing like to really put how you feel down on paper and give it to somebody is something that you can look back on forever. Have you guys seen the TikTok videos where the moms say to the kids, "What's your favorite gift I gave you last year?"
And they don't know anything.
They don't remember, and they're like, "What's your favorite trip we went on?" You know, I guess that doesn't play into the letter thing. Forget I said that.
Never mind.
That does play into the next thing I was going to say, though. Like memories,
Memories, yeah.
memories and experiences.
Yeah.
This year, for all of our adult kids, well, all of our kids are adults, so this year for all of our kids and spouses, we're doing an experience. So how long ago did I send you a text? Month and a half ago?
It was before you came, and you came, what, the end of September?
Yeah. So I had done a
September.
cute poem for them and sent it to all of them in a big group chat. And it basically just said, you know, how we chose to do something this different this year for Christmas. And instead of giving the adults gifts, we were going to do an experience with them. And they know the day that we're doing it, which is the day, 2 days after Christmas, but they have no idea what we're doing. Some of them have been racking their
Right.
brains endlessly to try and figure it out. But Christmas Day,
I do have one thing I know about it.
how?
Just that smart.
How do you know?
I just know.
How? Tell me.
I know that it's not in St. George.
That's all you know?
I know that it's in Vegas.
Why? Vegas.
That's all I know.
Why did you think Vegas though?
No, I don't think I know it's in Vegas. I just don't know what it is.
Why do you know that though?
I had a dream.
You're a lying sack of shit.
I swear that's all I know. I know nothing else. I just know that it's in Vegas.
That's what I thought.
You might be really shocked.
I think that you're really good at lying.
I was actually going to ask you this morning, like, can you at least tell me, do I need to pack certain clothes?
Think of anything really cool you can do.
I asked ChatGPT for lots of answers, and I just...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, do we need to pack warm clothes or cold clothes?
Probably a snowsuit.
No,
No.
I feel like you're
You
trying
wouldn't do that to us.
Listen, you'll know more later.
I have to
Now's not
pack.
the time.
I have to pack.
But we'll find out. They'll find out on Christmas Day. And we have a way that we're going to do it. But
Oh, we do
Yes.
get to find out on Christmas? We
Yeah.
don't have to wait
What,
till
we get to find out what it is, or I thought you were just giving us clues.
no, I mean, if you're smart enough, you'll figure the clues out and you'll know what we're doing. That's kind of the point.
Well, some of us
But,
will know, some of us won't.
You guys all put your brains together. It'll probably be Brady that figures it out before you guys.
Yeah, our brains are a bunch of mashed potatoes when you put them together.
But yeah, we're like, you know what? All of our kids, I mean, we do gifts every year, and yeah, let's just do something that we can all make memories, and we love to
I
be
would much
together, and we
rather
have a
that.
great time.
Yeah, me
I'd
too.
much rather that.
So
Even like this year for Christmas, me and Chasen decided we're not going to do gifts. We're just going to, spend the money on our trip. And I'd much rather do that every year because stuff is stuff. And eventually you're going to get rid of stuff, but you won't ever get rid of the memories that you made on a fun family vacation.
Totally agree.
Even if that vacation's like a trip to a cabin or something,
it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like, oh, we spent all this money to go fly to all these different places or whatever. Like,
But even, if you are on a budget, like how nice as a wife, because I feel like most wives feel like they're the ones that plan date nights. They're the ones that get a babysitter for date nights. So how nice would it be to get a gift from your husband that says, hey, this day you and I are going on a date. I have it planned. I have the babysitter taken care of.
yeah.
In what
Like,
universe?
simple,
What universe?
Yeah, that would be lovely. But have you guys ever regifted anything that you can think of?
Yeah.
I know I have before too.
So
we don't have to leave this in, but who was the gift from that you regifted? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. It's been years ago. Do you?
Yeah.
Have you ever regifted something? Apple eater?
I don't think there's anything wrong with regifting though. If it's not something you need, and it's something that you know somebody else would like.
yeah, if it's just collecting dust or own waste, you might as well.
I do feel like there is like a fine line of regifting though. Like, don't regift something
After
that's been
6
sitting
years.
for 5 years collecting stuff.
Pull it out of the storage closet.
You're like, what do I have in here today?
I don't know. I think I have, but I can't remember specifically.
Does the way the package looks matter to you guys? You guys know how I am. I like my packages to be.
I think when I give it to someone, I like it to look a certain way, but I don't care when I receive it if it looks a certain way.
Yeah, I remember.
That's how I am too. Like I'm not going to be like, ooh, you did that. I mean,
yeah.
how many times do the boys bring me something and it's in a
my husband
grocery
does that.
sack?
My husband wraps shit in a grocery sack. You know how he is. My dad's the same way though. He'll be like, he's actually getting better. He does wrap things. He always wraps stuff for the boys. Sometimes he wraps stuff for me, but sometimes it's in the original bag he bought it in, which is completely fine.
Do you remember how old was Brecklin? 2? Being given a men's size basketball for Christmas, just wrapped like as a basketball. Do you remember that?
Which a lot of people do that. A lot of people just wrap the clothes up in a clothes, but we've always, I guess that
like
came from me.
Box.
Yes, it's always in a box so that it's
my mom's like that too.
Presented well.
Yeah, that right after being married and giving his parents something, and I think I had put it in like a granola bar box or something, and they opened it and was like, oh.
You're like, open the box.
We love granola bars.
That's actually funny. I never thought about that. Not everyone does that because that's how I grew up. Both my parents, even my dad, like if we got clothes, it was because who the hell? How do you even wrap clothes without putting it in a box?
I feel like it's harder, but a lot of people do that. It'll just be a squishy,
floppy.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but those are so much easier to, like, you accidentally stick your finger through it and
right.
And then you know what it is.
Some wrapping paper over the spot.
I've taught Adam how to wrap, so he actually is a decent wrapper now, but
so was Luis.
It was pretty tough at first.
Chasen can be a good rapper, but he's usually not, and he usually uses freaking painter's tape to tape shit together.
Or he calls his mother and says, Mom, can you wrap this for me? Sure, son.
And he thinks he needs basically an entire roll of tape for one gift. I'm like, now we know where Buggy gets it from. He loves tape because you love tape.
What are like some last minute, like, oh shit, panic, get really quick gifts?
You know, this is actually my go-to. My go-to gift is a soap from Bath and Body Works and a candle. I think those, and then you put it in like one of those clear
that
you can tie at the top. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I love getting soap though. I don't know if everyone else likes getting soap, but that's always my last minute gift. Some soap and a candle or something.
I'm a planner, so I usually don't have the last minute gift thing.
I would say like gift cards or a blanket. You can never have too many blankets.
My mom had Literally, she has like 4 of those Lolas.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice. I would never spend that much money though. Yeah, they're like $500, those Lolas.
That's why you get them
Now,
on Black Friday.
They're still only 50% off. I'm not spending $250 on a blanket. That's ass nine. You know what? You know how many things you can get for 250 bucks?
a
A
lot.
lot.
I do love the blanket you guys made me.
Oh, the face blanket?
Yeah.
Was that
What was
last?
that for? Mother's Day
No, that was for Christmas.
last year?
I think it was for Mother's Day. Yeah.
Was it?
Hmm.
I think it was for Mother's Day.
Yep.
Really? I thought it was for Christmas.
The kids loved to use that when we were there.
Yeah, I love that. It has pictures of everyone, the grandkids, and
I thought about making them some. I think they would love that. Let's talk about giving back when you're in a place to do so. And speaking of, I know we talked about it, the video of the girl who, I don't know if it was like, an angel tree, but, that idea. And she had gotten a kid that was in her son's, I don't know if he was in his class, I think. And all he had asked for was a Walmart gift card for
oh
groceries.
yeah, for groceries.
And they started the GoFundMe. Oh my gosh, my heart. A first grader too. Like,
No first graders should have to worry.
I got on that GoFundMe to donate, and she said they were like $6,000, I believe. And she said, "We've gone above and beyond what we expected. Please think about donating somewhere else to another family in need or something." So I thought that was kind of cool that they did, cut it off and tell you
yeah,
donate somewhere else. But yeah, how awesome is that that people actually step up and do that? I love stuff like that. I love to follow the people on social media that do those kind of things. There was an elderly guy that I saw who was a vet.
I saw that, the 1.77
Yes,
million.
and he was still working at
oh, I saw that too. Yeah.
85, 82, 85. And yeah, they raised like over $1 million for him.
Almost 2 million.
Like crazy.
I
Yeah.
know.
And when you think the world is so shitty and then you see things like that and you're like, there are good people out there, the world is still full of good. I think we just are so accustomed to seeing the yuck that that's kind of how they want it though. So
I know. Anytime we go into the store, I see the
love that.
angel trees, and there's still so many names on them, and just like, we talked about, trying to do that maybe when we get there. If
They
okay.
I Yeah, you have to have them turned in by the 15th.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I thought about even just sending the kids money and having them go pick a kid off of your tree there, and or just, you getting it and tell me how much it is, and at least having your 3 kids do that, pick someone, because yeah, I would love for them to be able to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Um we do talk about this all the time, giving back, but I just think it's something you can never talk about too much.
I actually remember one time when I was probably 16. I was working at a daycare. It was a brand new daycare in St. George. It's still running to this day. It's a great daycare. And me and my best friend at the time were like the first 2 people that got hired. And then they started hiring a few other people. And they had hired a few girls that had recently left polygamy. And they were young girls, so cute, such sweet girls. And it was wintertime. And I remember one of the girls, she was younger than me. And she was walking to work every day. And she lives um the street that's like just over here, like the main road that's by your house. She lives on the other side of that, and the daycare is on Washington Dam Road, so it's
Jeez.
far enough,
Yeah.
and it's cold. And I can't even remember like how I got to talking to her, but she wasn't getting Christmas, and she was only like 15, because like I said, she had just recently left. She was living with her brother and a few other kids that had recently left. And I remember me and my mom we went shopping for her, and we bought her Christmas, and we set it, we wrapped everything, and then I went and dropped it off on her doorstep.
Oh.
And I remember ringing the doorbell and running away because we obviously wanted to do it anonymously. I didn't want her to know it's from us. And I remember seeing her peek through the window. She had like a little window on the side, and her face just like lit up. And I remember getting in the car and I was just like bawling because I was like, it's for one, it's so sad that she, was just going into this season thinking, oh yeah, I'm not getting any gifts. And then to just see her just completely light up. We got her like a jacket and, things that she needed. And I knew that she needed, especially because when they leave, I mean, they literally
Leave with nothing.
yeah, and they leave with nothing. So she didn't really have much. And I totally forgot about that until just now. But yeah, I think that anytime that you're in a place to do so, whether it be an angel tree, whether it be someone that you know personally, like there's always going to be someone that needs help.
I think also like giving back, it doesn't even have to be things bought if you don't have, the extra at the time. It could be as simple as, like
A
I've gone
service.
I've gone through, everybody's old, like I have a bunch of winter coats and, things like that, and finding people in your area who are in need and donating things. Like it
Yeah.
could be as simple as that.
You always have different women's shelters all over.
Mm-hmm.
Big brother, big sister drop box. I drop everything into that drop box that we don't use
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Cleaning out I mean, you two always go through my stuff first and then I take the rest and put it in that box. But yeah, there's so many, a single mom, single dads, you
Right.
know,
Even like if it's, I know my dad does this, if you live in a place that snows, shoveling your neighbor's driveway or someone elderly that you know that they can't get out and do it because
Oh, Getty.
he is the loudest baby sneezer
oh
on the
my
planet. He
goodness.
came out sneezing that loud. We were all like, holy shit.
Goodness gracious, Bubba.
Adam's grandpa, I just love him. He's the best guy. But
Yeah.
they live in Iowa. It is cold, it is snowy, and he shovels everybody's driveways right there
Well,
in
you
his
also
in
have
his
to
block.
you have to shovel the sidewalk. Like you get fined if you don't.
But he does everyone's is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
goes to all their, he'll take their trashes in all the time. He's always the one to help everybody right there, and Bev is just as good as his grandpa, but his wife. But they're always doing stuff like that. So yeah, acts of service. Just doesn't have to be your money going to a place that a food bank, and donating your time or serving the people there, even a meal or
Mm-hmm.
something,
Mm-hmm.
can be
Yeah.
anything.
I was even going to say, like, again, if you do have the means, if you're in the drive through paying for the person behind you or at a restaurant or paying for somebody's groceries, I mean, I think anything makes a huge difference, especially around
Yeah.
the holidays.
I saw something on social media and she was saying, I think I was telling you this, at Christmas time when your kids ask for stuff, say, okay, well, you have to go through your stuff. You have to remember those kids that don't have anything and donating their stuff in
Right.
order to get new gifts for Christmas, which is cool.
Yeah.
Brixie's, I mean, he's a little bit slower. So he's getting there. So he still is not understanding like getting rid of stuff. But every year, even since he's been a baby, I have to get rid of and donate stuff because he has so much shit. And I
Yeah.
don't want like, but I feel like when he gets probably like next year, he'll understand more like, hey, we need to get rid of some stuff to give it to other kids that don't get as much or don't have these things. And yeah, I think it's important to teach your kids from a very young age.
For sure.
Great.
Because I think that's when it sticks with them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when you teach them young, then it sticks with them.
Do you think adults should be exchanging gifts, like, past a certain age and a point?
I don't think it really matters.
My siblings and I, years ago, we're like, why are we giving gifts to each other? Like, really, you spend this amount of money for me to spend this amount of money for what?
Right.
We have what we need. Yeah, and Adam only has one sibling, but he even said to her, a couple of years ago, he's like, "No, why are we
I don't think we've ever given each other gifts as siblings.
just when you were little?"
Yeah. Brecklin has been saying a lot that she wants to do like a Secret Santa with the family or White Elephant. But she wants to do that when we get there. Like one of my favorite things as a kid was when we would exchange at grandma's house, like all of the aunts and uncles and
Cousins.
cousins. And yeah, that was always so fun.
What's that game where is it called White Elephant where you just switch gifts? Is
Yeah.
that what it's called? Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that one's fun. And they're always just like usually just kind of
Cheap.
yeah. Would you prefer a $5 gift or a $50 gift with no meaning?
I don't care. Either way.
If the $5 gift has meaning, I'm gonna go with the $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Handmade or store bought? I'm gonna say handmade.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is.
I love handmade stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Or homemade stuff, like the butter.
Yeah.
No
Still
butter.
stuck on the butter.
Yes, you are.
I want to make some homemade butter, so I would be down for that.
Yay! Merry Christmas, everybody.
I can't wait to squeeze your cheeks.
Do you guys prefer your stockings or your main gifts?
Stocking. I've always been a stocking girl.
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah, we obviously walked out and saw our main gift, but we went directly to the stocking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's so
Emptied
funny.
the
Why do you
stocking
think
out.
that is?
I don't know.
I think that's even fun now, like as adults, if we're not going to do stuff for each other that year, just, fill up each other's stockings. Yeah, we've done that, and that's always fun.
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Maybe me and Jason will do stockings for each
Like
other.
inexpensive, but stuff you like,
Yeah. Okay, are you going to give our tip?
Yep. This week's tip is to give within your means and with your heart. The most meaningful gifts aren't always the most expensive ones. They're the ones that make someone feel seen, loved, and remembered. So just try and remember that while you're finishing up your Christmas shopping if you haven't already.
And remember that generosity doesn't always come with a price tag.
It's very true.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for hanging out with us on this week's episode of She Who Thrives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. We'll be back next Wednesday with a brand new episode. But until then, remember, no matter what you're doing in life, do it to the best of your ability and always strive to thrive.